Welcome back to Persona Q2 New Cinema Labyrinth. Last time, we got another unison attack by Haru and Yugo, the two heiresses who were defying the fates placed upon them. And now, we have stuff to appraise now. That's cool. But we also explored about 30% of Aigis, and we're going to be going back in there just after the... stupid cryptocurrency. After we heal. Ken, you should never be using something called sexy land. But wasn't this always? I recognize the description of this. I'm sure this was in another game, and I complained about it there too. Of course, right after I buy Shinjiro a new hammer, another hammer is available that has an even higher critical rate. Yes, I will replace that. Oh, that is way better for Mitsuru, but oh wow, I can just barely not afford that. Oh, I can't unequip a regular weapon and sell that. Because, like, you see my logic here. If I was able to sell this before buying the new one, I would be able to afford it, and I'd be selling it afterwards anyway. The thing is that, like, unlike the Trail series, there's no, like, practice weapons that people just automatically get equipped with if they have nothing. So I can't take this off Mitsuru. So I have to sell something else. Actually, I don't think that would have made up the cost, but still. Hard armor's just totally generic. Lion Huppy is plus 10% HP for Mans. And Morgana gets a Luck plus 3 Scarf, which, given that Luck isn't really your strong suit anyway, probably not the best. Morgana would probably be really good if he had higher Luck, I just realized. Because, like, then he could be a speedy ailment user, but there are other people who fill that niche. And still, nothing new I can make in Fusion Search. Oh, yeah, there's Narcissus, who gets Sayo at level 31. Which Haru, I think, gets at 28. At this point, I probably should just sacrifice these if I'm not going to be equipping them, and there's nothing good I can fuse out of them. I will take Aigis on Succubus. No, wait, I won't take Aigis on Succubus, because I need one more level for that. And I get a headbutt from a blank card, okay. Reseha on Setanta is actually a decent idea. I don't mind getting rid of just Tarukaja for that. Okay, I suppose I can sacrifice somebody into Goemon just so I can stop using Yusuke for the time being. I'm so sorry, Yusuke, but you kind of suck in this game. I mean, he was amazing in Persona 5 itself, so, like, that's still a good record. Now, I can't get rid of Legion without, okay, Legion's the key to some decent things and a few more levels, so I may as well keep him around. But yeah, I've sacrificed Legion before, so there'll be a price to pay for doing that again. As annoying as I'm sure many people think that, oh hey, you don't have any Goho M's dialogue is, it does genuinely help. Ken, huh? I mean, I was running into problems with lacking Sai in the previous run, so that actually came at a good time. And yet he's actually higher level than most people. Haven't used you for a while. I meant to just say you as in YOU, but it actually works as YU as well. Oh right, I just bought you a good weapon. Actually, this party has no fire, and a lot of things in here are weak to only fire, and I have no fire sub-personas. I've got a good spread of ailments in everyone, but as a problem I've definitely been noticing is when, the enemy combinations get to the point where it's like, oh yeah, I need Nuke weak and Sai weak, but both my Nuke and Sai are on the same character who can't do both at once. So you need to spread the elements around decently too. For a moment I was like, wait, why haven't I explored the upper part of this corridor? And I'm like, oh right, I know why. The thing that we're about to remedy right now. Hello there, Mr. Sentry. Yeah, this one you pretty much have to fight. But we have, kind of already seen this, so... Unless anything particularly crazy happens, I am just gonna go and... I'm just gonna, cut out this fight. The idea of a small child using bestial roar is hilarious. Okay, so let's see how much damage Ken does with the Elect Strike Link setup. Well, that's already terrible. Oh, thank you, though. That helps. So yeah, what was I saying about Femc's combo passive not being that useful? And there it goes. The spinning top rolls to Earth, proving that this is in fact not a dream and the real world in the logic of Inception, which is never actually proven at the very end of that. I watched that movie on a plane to Japan recently, and it still holds up. Well, apart from having a pre-transition Elliot Page in it, which is still kind of weird to see, but other than that, it holds up. I was about to say I don't have a healer in this party, and then I was like, oh right, Ken. Yeah, so, I mean, he has Diorama, and that's going to run through his SP fairly quickly, but, like, he's not really spending SP on much else, because, like, I'm not really going to use Bestial Roar outside of, like, major FOE fights and the like. And yeah, make sure to step on the Sentry's tile, but I now know that the tiles that you're on don't actually count, which is good, which is very good. I'm glad the developers realized that. And here, yeah, there was actually another shortcut I could have opened up pretty soon, but like I needed to go back and heal like my SP. I was kind of running low. Wouldn't have really been able to do a good job of fighting that in the condition that I was in. Speaking of which, I am probably going to have to do some off-camera grinding soon, because I looked up the data mine. Thank you so much, Araxa. Okay, good, cancel. Wait, hang on. Oh, I no longer have the fire weakness registered, because I haven't hit that weakness yet without, you know, getting horribly dead. I think I'm actually in that bad situation, though, that I mentioned at the start of this, because oh, wait. Of course not, the only one who has ice. Mitsuru is here! But yeah, this is why I brought Ken, the Psy Strike link against the Phantom Mages. And I guess I can go for Kunai backup. And you're gonna just... Maka-chan's a higher chance of the Magic Bind, so may as well go for that. I am missing Pele, though. I thought for a moment that I'm like, yeah, I can probably get rid of Pele, because, like, I'm, like, Agilao, but having Agilao on Mitsuru is really nice for anything in this floor that's weak to fire, which is a lot of things. And a lot of fairly strong things, or at least things you want to die quickly, like the dice. So, yeah, I am missing that from Pele. But, you know, there's always, like, you'll always have a persona that serves you well for a lot of the game, and then, like, then it's time to be retired, but it served you pretty well. Until that point, at least. It's kind of why I like, Fire Emblem Engage's design philosophy in the sense that, like, you actually do have quite a lot of characters that you might not use for the entire game, but, you will still, like, they will still, it doesn't feel like, well, yeah, to put it this way, it doesn't feel like you wasted time, like, using them. Like all the experience that went into them, it never feels like it was a waste, because they still helped you a lot through a certain sector of the game. Like, even if you never use SEA all the way, you are going to use her, like, on flyers in the early game. And, like, yeah, that is cool. I was about to say this party served me pretty well, and that's probably because I'm using, like, actually strong characters like Mitsuru, but really it's just, like, oh, maybe Yosuke too, but, like, as far as, like... I spoke too soon. Well, goodbye, probably Ken, and... Yeah, that was, you know... That's why I have a whole bunch of revival beads. I shouldn't have known better than to tempt fate there. Oh, this party's doing really well! Boom! If Yosuke's kunai backup had hit there, I feel like the fire link may have actually killed that thing before it exploded, but, oh well. Oh well, things like that happen sometimes. And now Ken needs to heal everyone, and now Ken's out of SP. Because, yeah, that's the... I got rid of most of my just healing, like, items. Like, you know, items that I can use to, purely restore HP, because I'm like, oh, I have healing party members, I don't need those, and I'll be able to, you know, get more money by saving inventory slots for enemy drops, but actually, now I'm really wanting healing items so that I don't blow all of my SP healing, so, it's a trade-off, and I do like that, like, I think inventory limits can be really good game design sometimes. Like, I love the inventory limits on every individual... Oh boy, that's... I have no AoE fire. I'm pretty sure I have no AoE fire. That is unfortunate. I have multiple sources of ice, but not enough fire. I guess I can just go for, like, the random almighty, or I can just try and Tentarafu. Makoha, I guess, and then Mabufu. Oh, I just realized I don't think I have any Vanish Balls either. Probably should have got more of those, because your party members don't actually have a line for like, oh, we should get more Vanish Balls, because they don't really assume that you really need that for like Labyrinth progression. Well, I think the one that just got panicked was the one that wasn't going to self-destruct, so that's a bit of an issue. Yeah, that is actually the huge issue here, is that, like, yeah, the reason why, I think I kind of got distracted earlier when I was saying that I probably need to do some off-camera grinding soon. The enemies in this area, thanks to, like, Arax's data mine, I know this, are, like, level 31. So I'm actually pretty under-leveled at this point, and that would explain why I'm having a hard time killing the dice before they explode. And they really want you to kill the dice before they explode. Okay, that's actually the same line he used for him being called Kenosuke. So I think it's like from like any navigator, he says that. You know, I was about to ask, does Makajam stop self-destruct? Then I realized, again, thank you Araxa, thanks to the data mine, I can check if that's the case. Yes, according to this, self-destruct is stopped by Magic Bind. The issue is if I'm actually fast enough to get it in before they blow up. I'm really, really tempted to actually use your boost to instead go for Palimpa just to make sure those things don't explode. Well, just to make sure that other one doesn't explode. I knew that would happen. I am not getting lucky with confused enemies targeting my party. This could be bad, actually. If I Aguilau and just make sure to knock it down before it explodes, then will it actually, because, like, that's worked enemies before. Okay, well, we got them panicked again, at least. I guess the issue with Mitsuru is that her damage output does suffer a bit if you're not fighting things that she has weakness on. I mean, yeah, that's still good damage. One thing as well, please don't hit FMC. Well, I had a feeling they would hit Akechi, but like I also felt like that was acceptable to me. But yeah, another thing that this is also thanks to, I'm thanking Araxa a lot in this episode, but seriously, Araxa's, like, amazing. They've been such a good, like, just getting that data mine and getting to see, like, the exact affinities of, like, everything. Okay, good, it didn't recover from confusion. If it did, and it exploded, that would have ended very, very badly. I may actually have to just go back to the lobby after this is over. But, like... So Araxa showed me in terms of the power of, like, the magical skills in this game. Okay, here's where things get a little bit of an issue. I mean, that does splash, which is kind of alright. Actually, that means as long as you aim it correctly, it is guaranteed to hit the entire enemy row, because, like, either there's 2 things in the row and it will hit both of them, or there's 3 things and you hit the center and it splashes to both sides, and there can never be more than 3 things in a row. So, that, I believe, is always going to be a full row hitting attack. But, yeah, I guess I can get rid of Agi. It's like, whatever you do, do not erase Fire Strike Link. You need that on FemC. Though I feel like a lot of new players, especially with her skill set, like, early on or even mid-game, like, now, not really being, like, that conductive to, like, not really implying a Link build as much, maybe? I mean, her passive definitely does, but players might not realize exactly how good Link builds are. So I can see people getting rid of Fire Strike Link in favor of, like, oh, hey, it's a physical fire skill that does more damage, so let's do that. But actually, Links are insane when you build around them. Yeah, that thing was basically entirely dirt, never maintained by humans. And then both of them were places that, like, were created by humans, and the creations turned on them, and, you know, that resulted in them being wiped out. But one of them led to just everything being reclaimed by nature, the other led to everything being a technological... Oh my god, I just realized. It's law and chaos. Jurassic Land is chaos, and this is law. This labyrinth is law. Wow. That is kind of insane. It reminds me of how, like, a lot of people actually kind of wish that Order won the final Splatfest in Splatoon 2, because getting to, like, see, like, what the world of Order would have looked like in the Splatoon universe would have been kind of interesting. Because, like, Splatoon was already very, very chaotic, tinted, so in a way, like, the Splatlands weren't that original. Yeah, well, I mean, here, there is an indicator of the area being dangerous. Literally everything. We don't need signposts about this place being dangerous. It's literally an AI-controlled dictatorship. Nowhere is safe. Literally nowhere is safe. But yeah, that is a good point by Akechi there. I always love when the Phantom Thief throws shade at Akechi though, because reasons. I'm a newcomer here. Yes, newcomer. Chie, don't get on the Crow is cool train. Yeah, that is true. That also actually reminds me of something else. Like earlier on, like remember I said in the first floor, somebody mentioned like robot dogs, and I'm like, wait, why? There aren't any robot dogs. They kind of acted like the FOEs. That is a kill an FOE mission. I very much know that special screening is a kill an FOE mission. But there's actually Jurassic Land is one of the few where there are special screenings to kill both types of FOEs in that labyrinth, so I want to wait until they're both available before I do them. Just so I can cleanly take care of both of them in the same video. So yeah, I'm going to keep going on until the counter hits 1, and yep, just hit 1, so I'm going to be leaving to heal. Okay, that is a lot of things, including the terrible lands that Ken should never have, but I am going to be spending some money here on... I think I do need some just basic healing items that I can just use out of the menu. I can't wait until I get to go home more, and I never have to do this again. Okay, so that Araxa thing that I was talking about, yeah, sometimes I finish tangents. I'm trying to get better about that, but, that thing. So, it turns out that magic isn't just buffed in this game because, like, they lowered its SP costs and you generally have more SP, but also, like, the spells have higher power levels now. So the mid-tier spells, the reason why they're doing so much damage is that they actually buff them in terms of power compared to Persona Q1. I'll put up on screen what their respective power levels were in each game, but in particular, the second tier spells got a very big buff, as did the third tier spells. First tier ones are still kinda air, but that kinda makes sense, they are first tier. Of course, there are two things weak to Sai here. I'd kinda rather get rid of the Phantom Mage first, though. Okay, that's a little too late, Akechi. Okay, well, yeah. Story of Akechi's life, I guess. He finally gets, like, the triple bind with that, and then the enemy's own, like, supporter kills it anyway. Okay, that was a lucky double-line attack there. This should hopefully kill. Yeah, it did. Nice. I was about to say we have two red-haired people here, but, like, I keep thinking Femc is red-haired, but canonically she's brown-haired. You are really just... The game is kind of taunting me about my lack of Sai here, isn't it? Also, yeah, blank card again, just saying, like, I have a lot of blank cards. You don't need to give me more blank cards in treasure maps. But yeah, that whole story of Akechi's life thing, one of my favorite moments of that is like that channel for Persona 5 that's entirely dedicated to Tycoon, where in that one game, Akechi counter-revolutions his own revolution and still loses, and that's just like absolute peak Akechi right there. Okay, so heading forward here is just gonna bring me to the shortcut and another event tile, whereas going north is... Do I have the means to fully deal with this? I think I do. Okay, this is actually going to be really funny if it does work out. So, like, I am using 3 links here on 3 separate enemies. Now, when I use my, like, multi-target attacks, I think, like, all those 3 enemies are going to get hit by, like, links at the same time. And so both Akechi and Mitsuru are going for multi-target attacks. So, this is going to be funny. Because, yeah, after this all-out attack, everything except the wheel is gonna take a link, I think. Yeah. Psylink, Wind Link, which kills you, and Fire Link. And 2 of the links are, like, buffed by passives. Wow, those dice have a lot of defense. They're not taking a lot of damage from... Like, Fency only doing 70 with the Link follow-up is kind of insane. Okay, well, at least you're dead. I feel like it is acceptable to leave Yosuke dead right now. Or not, unless Ken crits here. Ah, not quite. Okay, it just initiated it, that's fine. 8 damage normal Akechi attack. Now here's... Yeah, I honestly, like, the Revival Stone is proving me wrong. It's actually not that bad, because sometimes you really need to just use your boost to revive somebody at the end of a fight, just so they get the experience, and... in that case, just 10% revival is not bad. Especially since it saves, like, the better revival items for, like, you know, where HP actually matters. Wow, Ken is really getting ahead in those levels. Maya Grease. But this is why I bought that extra popcorn. I think the reason why I'm saying it that way is not just because it kind of sounds like the katakana popcorn, but it also sounds like this one episode of The Swedish Chef in the Muppets that I watched one time. Where it's like, do the popcorn in the microwave. Yeah, so this entire area is just going to lead to another event tile. But, you know, event tiles, I gotta check all of them. Except that one in Kamoshida Man that I've intentionally put off because it's funny. You know, a big part of me just wants to not even bother with this one. Oh, wait, no, I have Goku Ento. I can hit both their weaknesses at once. Or that could happen. I have a weird idea here. Spotlight Revival Stone. And then you're going to use your boost to Pulimpa, because nothing's weak to ice here. Now, this relies on Ken getting his diorama in before anything kills him, but we'll see if this ends up working. Because I could potentially Pulimpa both of the dice. I would really like that. Thank you, Mitsuru. Get the Koha on the sand here, and then Ken should live... Yeah, there we go. And now, just to make sure, I am going to spot... She just barely doesn't have enough health to do that. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna do a thing here. Spotlight Revival Stone Ken, so that when we get the all-out attack, he will be present, and my damage will be slightly increased, because there's 5 people. See, this is another reason why I love turn-based RPGs. You can just figure out all of these really cool plays on the fly, and hopefully they work. But it feels very satisfying when they do. Of course, I'm more just demonstrating here that Rise is, like, by far the most OP battle navigator. Like, seriously, why? Like, if you're playing fully optimally, why would you use anybody else as a battle navigator apart from Rise, because she's just that good? Just having both Spotlight and Encore from the beginning is just so completely insane. Because they're both, like, some of the best navigator skills you could possibly have. And she has them, like, right at the beginning. Spotlight only costing 1 gauge is also crazy. Like, for its effect, it really should cost at least 2. It's kind of like, in a way, like, I kind of feel like an Eaton Baton Pass should have actually swapped. Baton Pass should only cost 1. Yeah. This is still good. Like, having a second, like, somebody other than Yosuke able to support Link builds in this way is really good. So, I mean, this technically gives me all 3 binds on 1 character. I don't really know why you have Resist Ice, but, like, keeping these Resist passives around is nice. Especially since there's quite a few people who are weak to Ice. So I guess I can get rid of Brutal Slash. Well, sorry Yosuke, but I am gonna be taking this event tile. And now it's Junpei who's beat. It's the other bro character. Oh, this. Yosuke's kind of hurt, so... Is this gonna be one of those cases of you get ambushed because Etrian Odyssey? Oh no, it's one of these. Oh no. Oh, please don't let this be one of these, because, like, I don't, fully remember a lot of these event tile scenes, but, like, please let this be one of those Heramoon is implied to be canon things in spin-offs, because... That, I do not like whenever they do that. Yeah, Mitsuru is the kind of person who'd make everyone do, like, more laps around the field. Oh, I think I might know where this is going. Yeah, that does sum up Junpei quite a lot. Yes, and of course the Persona 4 crew can't relate because they have no 3rd years in their party. Yeah, there we go. Yep, it's the Makoto and Mitsuru one. Which, just realized, just like the Haru and Yu-Gi-Oh one, it's Priestess and Empress, but they're both, like, even though they're 2 screenings involving a Priestess and Empress character, like, they are wild, like, the 2 Priestesses and the 2 Empresses are wildly different characters. Like, it is kind of cool. It's like, they acknowledge, like, yeah, we could just pair the 2 Empresses together and the 2 Priestesses together, but actually, they go along better when they're paired up with a Priestess or Empress rather than one of their same Arcana. Like, they kind of focus on, like, shared experiences with the characters more than they do the actual Arcanas, and that is nice. I think it works really well for all these groups coming together like this. Okay, these guys can status you, and they are weak to ice, which means me adding Mitsuru here, oh, and also Femsi, I probably don't have that much to worry about, but I don't want to speak too soon. They do seem to be very shut down by Magic Bind. Oh, well, rare footage of Kunai backup actually being useful for its damage. So yeah, on the subject of... Oh, you didn't have ailment arts. At first I was like, oh, no wonder Mamoru was actually being useful for Ganga because she had ailment arts. But no, she was going to learn ailment arts. She didn't actually have ailment arts already. But yeah, on the subject of, like, needing to grind, as I said, like, earlier, there's always kind of got to be a balance there, because I actually... Oh, speaking of which, let me just make sure that I'm ready before we go in. I'm vaguely maybe ready? But yeah, because, like, if you grind too much, like, I feel like I made the later floors of Genetic Land look too easy. Whereas I had too hard of a time in the early floors of Genetic Land, so I'm just trying to think about where I grind to, because the enemies here are like 31, but the enemies on floor 3 are more like 35. I'm definitely going to want to grind before floor 3. And so maybe going up to like 32 there is good. Ah, we're actually meeting the main character of this movie for the first time. A little earlier than we met Yosukesaurus. Oh. Let's wait and see what happens. Let's just let her get mind wiped. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Akihiko would want to get the jump on them because he has their weakness and also he's broken in this game.
Nani? Oi. Hi, hi.
Wait, hang on, let me just... What did he say? It wouldn't take me 3 minutes. You should have said it wouldn't take me more than 3 minutes, because, like, technically you could still fulfill this condition by taking 3 hours and being like, well, it didn't take me 3 minutes. Okay, there we go, that's a little more definite. Akihiko's fists can cash any check, at least in this game. Well, yeah, it's almost as if she has the same party, and therefore knows these people very well. Knowing how to handle their competitiveness, though, that just reminds me of just how, like one of the rare times I do think, like, harem route is, like, funny is, like, FemC, where the conversations between, like, the romanceable guys in the party, if you romance all of them in Tartarus, are hilarious. Like, they all get into just ridiculously, like, insane, yeah, people call it cockfight, but that's basically what it is, yeah. And it's pretty funny. So now we have 4 of these UIYs, and I don't really have a ton of electricity in this party. So this could be a problem. Okay, well, there's Koromaru's follow-up. It's pretty basic looking, but it, you know, works. Reminds me of Rapide's, like, one of his mystic art, well, I think his only mystic art in, like, Tales of Vesperia just being called Slash! With a few exclamation marks. And that's Ryuji's ability finally activating for the first, I think the first time? Oh boy, that was a great, that was a really, really great use of Ryuji's personal skill there. If you can't tell by the different music, I have gone back and changed my party for this, because this is going to be a way better party. So let's go with the All Power. Ryuji's going to go and Line Guard, so that the rest of us can just go to work with our Zeo skills. Yu Narukami is also great here, just because his Sword Breaker is gonna, like, stop their physical attacks. It is kind of, like, hilarious to me that, like, it's kind of hilariously fitting to me that these enemies, the only thing they can do is just a basic physical attack. It makes sense if they've lost all their individuality. But it does still mean they are dangerous in numbers. Yeah, this fight is like the perfect metaphor for this kind of collectivist dystopia. It's like everybody is just like ants that overwhelm their prey in large numbers, and each individual one just has no personality whatsoever. All they can do is just basic attack. But yeah, they are way easier when you have a very elec-optimized party like this one, so this should go a lot smoother. Unfortunately, it did mean, because I hadn't saved, I had to go back and re-open up that shortcut and do this event again. So yeah, Ryuji's gonna sit here and tank. Unfortunately, I don't really... Oh, actually, no, Ken could heal him. I don't actually need Ken's, like, turns to Elect Strike Link, because, yeah. Because I have Akihiko knocking them all down anyway. So yeah, you can safely use your boost to heal. While you get a double hit on those ones. Oh yeah, they are weak against binds, but I guess you can go for poisoning the rear, and then you can go Mazio here. Yeah, this fight is way smoother when you go into it more optimized. I just realized that Ryuji hasn't actually triggered his line guard yet, so I have to just make sure that, I mean, these things probably aren't going to go before he line guards, but actually maybe they will, because Ryuji is super slow. He is like, I think, the second slowest party member after Shinjiro. But no, he did get the line guard in time. And there's only 3 of them. The thing about these kinds of, you know, Zerg Rush, only threat as the enemy numbers battles, is that the more of their numbers you thin, the easier the fight gets. So the fight starts out at its most difficult, and it gradually gets easier. Unless it's one of those fights where the enemies can summon more of themselves. Because that sometimes does happen in fights like this. You know, I might actually be able to get a double all-out attack here. Well, actually, wait, no, because Akihiko's going to go... No, wait, no. Akihiko goes first. We get the first all-out attack. Then, we have Yu Narukami hitting, hopefully, the 2 back ones, and then Ken hitting the front one. Or that could just happen. Yeah, like, again, this is another reason why I like turn-based RPGs. You have a fight, and it's a complete nightmare with the wrong party, but it goes way smoother with the right party. It's just a matter of changing your tactics, and we already went through this song and dance, because I had to reload a save. But there we go. And now you have been actually rescued. I like the voice they gave the robot Aigis. Robot Aigis, that's redundant, but I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense here. Once again, we're having somebody who is like, why are people caring about me as an individual? You should have left me to die because it is the natural order of the world, because I am an abnormality and I am weird. In general, though, the idea that you get to this point, like, not only to accept that you are an irregularity, but that you basically just sign yourself up for pretty much death as well, is just, like, that is really, really dark. But this kind of gets to the heart of why I do think even if this game's themes are unsubtle, they are resonant in a lot of ways. But I can't actually talk about that yet. Oh no, let's not tell her that her world is fictional, because that will make her have an even bigger existential crisis. Yeah, let's just say my headcanon for Futaba comes into play when it comes to this game's themes. And I don't mean the headcanon that her father's actually Shido. That's a totally different headcanon. He has long bangs, the color of his eyes, he's ridiculously handsome, a good kisser. Wait, crap, I didn't mean to say that. I don't know if this is the point in P3 where I'm often romancing you. I mean, yeah, it has to be before October 4th, and I don't think I'm usually on Yukari's romance route by October 4th. It's usually more November, I feel. Maji? The lab. Well, we already found out about the lab earlier, so another reason why that's our next destination. Yeah, I feel like she'll be the safest with us, because like I said earlier, literally nowhere is safe in this place. Because this whole place is technology, and it's being ruled by an evil AI. It can probably, see through anything, nowhere is safe. The only way to protect Ai-chan is... Well, not Ai-chan. The only way to protect this robot with a ribbon is to keep her with us. Which means that good luck to her when we go back to the lobby, but then again, time doesn't pass in the movie when that happens. Yep, does not understand the concept. And the idea of, like, not being able to value certain aspects of yourself, and just because they're not what is common as well. So this movie is very obviously riffing on the cliche plot of, like, adorable robot gets emotions and stuff. Especially, like, I think WALL-E was probably out at this point. The fact that it's over plants maybe kind of relates to that as well. But, like, all of these movies are intentionally riffing on, like, cliche movie plot lines, so it does make sense. And they do relate to the greater themes of this game, and of P3, 4, and 5. Don't say disassemble, say fix. That's a nicer way to put it. Let's not, Mummy's broken, so I'm taking her apart to fix her. This Aigis, please. Well, that already makes her kind of different from the others, because the others are like, we can fight, we can do normal attack. Anything else you can do? No, only normal attack. Normal attack is superior. No need for anything else. It would be signs of personality. There is a benefit. Friendship is good. Being emotionless robot is bad. No, we already have enough living shields. One of them is named Ryuji. Yeah, like, this is probably the same, like, idea as, like, did we ever try to take a cognitive being out of a palace? I think, no, we tried with the volleyball students, and Morgana just immediately shut that down. Because, like, I get the feeling that if you did try to take a cognitive being out of a palace, they would just disintegrate. Or, like, they wouldn't even be able to leave, because, like, they are specifically part of the palace. That's the case of this too, probably. Like, she is probably a cognition. Ah, so if she's in sleep mode, they won't be able to see her. Because they probably only operate by detecting, like, you know, power signals, so if she's turned off, she's effectively invisible to them. Or, you know, in sleep mode. Because, like, you know, technically speaking, robots don't, you know, have eyes. They don't see the way humans do. They would have sensors that detect things. It's kind of why, like, I really like, how, like, Ace Attorney Dual Destiny kind of handles that in terms of, like, witness testimony, where, yeah, that would get into Ace Attorney spoilers. But, like, let's just say that one of the culprits does manage to, like, trick the way that robots, like, security recognizes people in a way that does make sense. I do like how they justify, you know, this whole thing of, like, oh yeah, like, what happens to her when we leave the movie? Because Yosukesaurus was at least, like, less at risk, kind of, because, like, the carnivores were still a risk, but he was with the herd for most of it. And, like, by the time he got kicked out, it was, like, the boss fight with him at the very end. So at this point, it would probably be wise to go back and save. But there is also another shortcut coming up. But we can see this, and yeah, it was kind of obvious where the rest of this floor would be. At the very least, this shows me that I haven't missed any tiles in any earlier area that I've explored. So that's good to know. Yeah, I'm not going to get a lot of play coins, because I don't really go out with this 3DS much. It's way too valuable for that. I'll try to go to this next shortcut if I can, and then I'll call it. There is a thingy over there. And an FOE down below, and if we move any spaces further, we will activate Pursuit Mode. Yep, so pursuit mode has now been triggered. And that thing's going. So we'll need to reach the bottom of this hallway in order to get to that shortcut. Yeah, because we got the FOE giving up the chase right now. Don't want to go too much further in, though. Because, yeah, one more space and we trigger the pursuit again because of you. And that thing is right in front of that door. And, okay, yeah, in further looking at that map, there is absolutely no way that I am gonna be, getting through there. Because that's the last shortcut before the end of the floor, so I am gonna leave, and I will see you all next time for the rest of this floor, including something very, very special. There is a big event that happens at the end of this floor, and it has multiple different variants. You can only see one per playthrough, but I'm going to make a save and show all of them. So, see you all then.